Hi there, that's right. Great and glorious, soon to be famous one day. Nick Dutch back on the camera once again. How the heck's it going? Alright, we got another YouTube inquiry. I tend to get most of my inquiries for these free tarot showy things from YouTube. And we've got an inquirer whose YouTube channel name is Charlie Unique, who's curious about how things could actually work out in a longer term with both relationships and work. Okay, well, let's just have a quick look. Apparently Charlie Unique has gone through a heck of a lot. She's a single mother, and you know, it's all a bit too much for her right now. And I think that's it's a good enough reason to contact someone like me. So all I can do is tell you what I can see, and we can take it from there. So it's relationships and work, and I'll keep it nice and simple and straightforward for you. Just a second, please. Okay, totally randomized reading as is traditional. I only have a certain number of spreads that I use. I use the Celtic Cross, I use my 8-card relationship reading and variations upon that one particular theme, as well as variations upon the Celtic Cross, and of course I do chronological spreads, and those are like the main ones that I actually need in order to answer most of the questions which are given to me. Okay, we got one line here for your career side of things, one line here for your relationship side of things, okay? Now, yeah, there's a lot of cards there, a lot of signs there. Should I really go into them all one by one? Basically, you're after answers, and what do? I answer questions for a living. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the general trends here on your work side of things. Now, why do I feel that your work reading is all that good? Because there's a sense of extra education there, because there is a Saturnian message there, a very positive message, and I feel you're going to be using the negativity from your past in a positive light so that you can help yourself overcome more obstacles. This card here, the Prince of Staves, I'm sure I've mentioned that in some of my previous tarot shows, often represents the Archangel Michael and speaks about the miracles or the miraculous power of God working in your life. Alright, but we all know that God helps those who help themselves. So, why would we have miraculous signs after a sign of education and a sense of there being stability, and you within the reading for your career being portrayed as someone who is strong, stable, and is capable of doing things of an important level within the material world? Well, quite frankly, because you are already developing much more in the way of skills and perspective. I feel you're going to take much more responsibility. I feel you're going to see yourself as being the person who is in charge of everything, and within the next 12 months, because this reading covers 12 months, you are going to put some very serious decisions into effect in order to make sure you can get the stability that you're after. You've been through hell. You know that maybe your previous past has actually had an impact upon that. You've gone through the learning that you want there. You've got some hopes and dreams and aspirations for something which is rather more singular, more focused, more to do with what you yourself personally like. I feel that this particular time of life is when you're working out precisely what that is, so that you can go through the process of actually putting the changes into effect so you can get the happiness that you need and actually get some fun from your longer term life. Okay, your question asks about the next few weeks or next few months. Well, basically what's going to happen in the next few weeks can happen in the next few weeks. Yes, you've got to carry on being the plate spinner in the circus for a little while, making sure you're spinning each plate, keeping them all going, juggling the books, the finances, everything else you have to do. But remember that this is a temporary stage, because you are more magnificent than you could possibly understand. And the reason I feel strong enough to say that is because of what the reading is telling me. It's a sense of you becoming miraculous so that you can actually create a life for yourself which is full of pleasure and fun. So, don't forget that. You're bloody special, and you should be really proud of yourself. Okay, now let's move on to the next stage, which is your romantic side of things. Now, this is a perfectly randomized reading. Okay, now the Lovers card, people say all kinds of things about the Lovers card. Say, oh, it must mean romance, it must mean marriage. No. The tarot itself, when seen symbolically, represents different stages of life. Life within spiritualism, occultism, magic, and all the rest of that is seen in a state of flux, or also known as perpetual change. So essentially the tarot is a book of changes, just like the I Ching, but it's for the Western world, so it's not using necessarily all the various elements and the elemental symbols and signs which they use within the I Ching. Instead we have different forms of pictorial representations which came out of the medieval era. And the Lovers card is symbolic of a change which is analogous to marriage. Alright? It's moving from a state of maybe having someone else looking after yourself to being looking after yourself and building your new future. And yes, it is within the short-term future. Now, I've just turned around to you and basically said that the Lovers card is not about love But in this particular case, it's within the reading which deals with the love aspect of life. And we've got cup signs coming shortly after that. It would suggest to me that there is a feeling of there being within the next 3 to 6 months at the very outside, namely probably within 2 to 4 months, a sense of there being a massive new beginning associated with falling in love. So there's something on the horizon for you within the autumn of this year. I can't say precisely when, but the energy is there. It's just like, I can taste it. I can almost taste that, cold, like, really autumnal type air when I'm doing this reading. It's that season when, the year starts chilling out and you start thinking about what's important for your life later on down the line. Managing both your career aspects and the changes you're going to put into effect there, as well as your romantic life, might actually be a little difficult. But there's so many signs here. I mean, within your work life, signs of focus. Within your relationship life, signs of focus. There's a sense of you being able to achieve wonderful things here. So, okay, basically what has that reading said? Well, it said an awful lot. And I think it said an awful lot about yourself. Don't let the memory of the negativity that you've been through hold you back. Because the person you were 6 months ago, 12 months ago, 5 years ago, is not the person who sent me that particular private message through YouTube, was it now? No. You have changed. You've got a long way to go. We all have, We're all here to grow, to develop, to become stronger and better and all the rest of that. And I feel that this period in your life when you're watching my videos and you're engaging with me is in fact a time of dramatic personal change for yourself. And I think that you will be proud of yourself with the things you're going to achieve. Carry on doing what you're doing. Think positive, and think about the longer term future, because I think you're going to be a blinding star in the future. I really do. Okay? This has been the Great and Glorious, Simply Famous One Day Nick Dutch, back on the camera. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, favorite, and share. Okay, if you're watching this on Blip TV, you can go to a website called channels.com, set up an account there, and you can subscribe via channels.com for this channel if you wish. I will look forward to speaking to you again soon sometime. Send your requests via private message through YouTube. My YouTube channel name is, of course, Nick Dutch Tarot, all one word, all lowercase. And play it cool. Good fortune, God, and or Goddess, and or none of the above bless. Nick Dutch signing out for now.